Good day everyone. I am Jubilin Amper, a second-year college taking up Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with a major in agronomy. In today's video, I will be able to discuss and explain my understanding of the intellectual revolution. Before I start, let me ask you a few questions about this. What is an intellectual revolution? Do you know the intellectual revolution helped transform society? Well, if you really want to know about this topic, please stand by and watch my short video. The developments during the intellectual revolutions demonstrated how science and technology transformed society. This intellectual revolution helped define society. In order to further clarify the relationship that was established in the first chapter, this chapter tries to establish the interplay between science, technology, and society. The speculation regarding nature prior to Socrates is referred to as the intellectual revolution. As a result, other, more exact words include pre-Socratic, non-theological, or first philosophy. Remember that the philosophy under discussion has significantly more to do with what we might call physics or logic than its thus with ethics. The term intellectual refers to a person's capacity for thought and conceptual understanding. Lead exposure and high levels could harm children's intellectual growth. Our mental faculties are referred to by the term intellectual. An intellectual person is able to think and comprehend things, especially complex ideas, but an intelligent person can learn and grasp things fast and readily. On the other hand, revolution is the Earth's set rotation around the sun. Even if they don't always succeed, revolutions are vital for social transformation. A revolution's success cannot be determined by how well it achieves one objective in its entirety. Instead, it should be evaluated according to the impact it has and the long-term consequences it might have. Much of this occurred during what is now known as the intellectual revolution. There are three intellectual revolutions that could help transform society, including the Copernican Revolution, the Darwinian Revolution, and the Freudian Revolution. All of these are necessary for transforming society. So let's first discuss the Copernican Revolution. Copernican Revolution. People in ancient times wondered what caused days and nights. Maybe some of you might say God, but this is not religious discussion. They consequently tried to comprehend the composition of planetary systems such as stars, moons, and planets. The development of the telescope gave humans the opportunity to stare into space, but more crucially, it stimulated their curiosity about what was beyond. In an effort to understand heavenly bodies' motions and how they affected the world as they knew it, several Greek philosophers and thinkers wrote about planets. Many of circular motion and that this motion had diverse impacts, including days and nights. Claudius Ptolemy, a famous philosopher and astronomer, stated that the sun, moon, and planets all revolve around the earth in a circle. He believes in geocentrism, the idea that the earth is at the center of the universe. A Polish mathematician and astronomer named Nicolaus Copernicus opposed the Ptolemaic hypothesis in 16th century. He developed a novel idea known as heliocentrism, which postulated that the sun, not the earth, was the true center of the solar system. Since religious doctrine had taught people that the earth was formed before all other things, the public had first rejected this theory. But over time, astronomers came to understand that the Copernican theory oversimplified planet orbits. It also solved a problem that the geocentric model was unable to explain. In a time known as the birth of modern astronomy, it was gradually embraced by the population. So, let's proceed. Darwinian Revolution. One of the most continuous intellectual revolutions of its time was the Darwinian Revolution. Charles Darwin, the English naturalist, biologist, and geologist, published his book on the origin of the species in 1859. The theory of revolution, which contends that population go through a process of natural selection in which only the fittest will survive, was introduced by Darwin in this book. According to him, creatures can change to fit their environment, and this progressive transformation into something more competitive to survive is known as evolution. The church teachings that a powerful creator is the source of life, however, were regarded as contradicting this notion, which made it exceedingly divisive. This revolution, they have 5 revolutions of man, including Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, and the last one is Homo sapiens sapiens. And that's all the Darwinian Revolution. So let's proceed the Freudian Revolution. The Freudian Revolution is a term that refers to Sigmund Freud's theories of approaches, particularly those that focus on how people's unconscious motivations and emotions affect their actions with regard to the causes and management of psychotic and psychopathic nations, the interpretation of dreams, and so on. The knowledge of treatment of mental diseases were revolutionized by Freud. The psychoanalytic theory of personality was developed by him. Beyond this, however, he had a significant impact on how we understand humanity, intellect, and society. The first psychoanalyst and a true innovator in the understanding of the significance of unconscious mental activity was Sigmund Freud. Most schools of psychological thought now embrace his beliefs about the inner working of the human mind, which had seemed revolutionary at the turn of the century. According to Freudian theory, the adult personality is made up of the 3 parts: the id, ego, and superego. The id, which functions primarily on the pleasure principle in the unconscious. The ego, which means the function primarily on the reality principle in the conscious world reality. And the superego, which function primarily on the morality principle at all levels of the consciousness. These personality structures interact to create anxiety, which must be managed through a variety of defense systems. These techniques work to mask the underlying fear-based reasons for behavior. And that's all my understanding about the intellectual revolutions. Thank you and God bless.